Welcome back, everybody.
How you doing?
It's Meme and Lego.
Oh, wait a minute.
It was a joke. It's Lego and Meme.
Wait a minute. Okay, now this is better, yeah?
Yeah, it's Meme and Lego.
Oh, okay, now we got it,
And, well, today...
Thank you for giving me the honors. Today, we'll be talking about reparenting. Now, a little catch up to speed. For those who don't know what reparenting is, it's a relatively newish psychological movement. The reality is that in psychology, it's just a rebranding. A lot of the practices are just rebranding. Instead of reparenting. Reparenting specifically is, as the name implies, reparenting yourself as an adult. Now, us normal adults would call that developing your character. But a lot of people call it reparenting. And why are we talking about it specifically? Okay,
Can I just cut you off for a second?
Sure.
There was a video by The Button where single parents go on blind dates.
Yeah.
If you're reparenting yourself, should you be there? Should you be there? It has parent in the name. People with dogs went, so...
Moving on. Anyways, there are some certain methods, because, you know, as a movement, has multiple methods to achieve their goals. There are certain methods that are okay, that I can understand. For example, I applaud people who want to unlearn things that they, you know, learn from their environment, to their parents, their grandparents, whatnot, when they were young, to adapt to society as this today. Because you constantly have to learn new things, and much more importantly, unlearn old things that just aren't valid in today's conditions. That's amicable. That's how you should do things. There are, however, certain methods that are just plain and silly. For example, I'm going to use a TikTok I saw a while back. There's this woman, at least I think it was a woman.
There was this person who dressed in a feminine way.
Individual.
Who dressed in a feminine way.
Who recorded herself, reparenting herself, and all she was doing is crying in front of the camera and just telling herself, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. Like, that's a performance. That's not helping you.
Yep.
And this is the problem I have with reparenting. There are certain methods that are just a performance. That are useless, that maybe make you feel better. Like, you know, case in point, she felt abandoned as a young child, so now she's reparenting herself as someone who's there to support her and care for her. That really isn't doing anything for you. If you really want to reparent yourself and live a better life in the future, you have to A, be alone with yourself for some while, B, introspect for a while, look into yourself, what do you know, how do you perceive things, and then C, at the end of all that, develop new conclusions and new judgments based on your assessment. And
you're missing out one integral part, at least according to me. Accepting criticism from others.
I mean, yeah, it's necessary, but look, still, if you want to fundamentally change your character, you have to have a will and a desire to do it.
That is true.
And you have to be left alone.
That is true, and I totally agree.
Because look, the more you're left alone and the more you can meditate, I believe the sharper your mind becomes.
Yeah.
Even if you listen to criticism and accept it, if you don't interpret it properly, it's useless to you.
No, but the thing what I was pointing at is, like you said, most people who do reparenting on the internet, they're doing it for clout, and they have no fucking idea what reparenting even means.
Yeah.
They just think it's like you said, like the TikTok girl, oh, it's gonna be okay, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you should be supportive of yourself and try to tell yourself that it's going to be fine. But, like you said, reparenting is just character development. You should be ready to change the things that you deem negative about yourself. You might have some toxic traits from your parents. you're trying to grow out of them. You're trying to change that. That is reparenting.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, analyzing yourself and portraying yourself as I'm a self-certified psychologist. Please don't. Please don't. Because not only are you making a fool out of yourself for people who understand, you have the power when you post anything on the internet, even if one person sees it. They might think that that's true. And not only are you destroying your own life by making a fool out of yourself, you are destroying someone else who might be young, who might be, trying to find that person that's going to be there for them in a way that, their ideologies are pretty good. The problem with reparenting today is people do not read literature. People, like you said, don't spend time alone. People are afraid to be alone. People are afraid to be alone with their thoughts. People don't dedicate themselves to themselves because we live in a world where there's a huge number of people think that the whole world is centered around them. And you cannot be successful at reparenting if you have that view.
Yeah.
That's why I think that you should always seek criticism from first your best friends, your close friends, your colleagues, your schoolmates, doesn't matter, even a grandma at the store. Because sometimes, even if you're left alone, you will not be able to see what's wrong with you, what toxic traits you have. Because you're wired to think that that's okay, that's normal.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that criticism is crucial to reparenting or just character development.
Yeah. Basically, as you said, I think I want to add to that as an important part of character development is understanding that sometimes your circumstances aren't the right position.
Yeah.
It's important to learn how to accept criticism and to implement it to improve yourself and to adapt. But sometimes you have to understand that the position of your society, at least your closest environment, isn't the most correct one. And that's a hard thing to accept for some people. Because to willingly go against the masses is hard. It really is hard. I don't think that there's anyone on this planet who's exactly the same as their parents, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give personal examples. A lot of the things my parents and my grandparents taught me aren't valid anymore.
Yeah.
Especially regarding work ethic, especially regarding morality, especially even regarding politics, I'd say. They aren't valid anymore.
Time changes.
Yeah. It worked 20 years ago. It doesn't work anymore. And that's an important thing about reparenting I want to add before we wrap up. I don't think that it should be something that should be an exception, Like some people that say, okay, I'm going to willingly reparent myself. I think that should be the standard.
Yeah.
I think that everybody should reparent themselves at different points in their life.
I mean, again, I do not agree with the term reparenting. I do not agree with how it is portrayed in social media and everything.
What I said.
But
It's a psychological phenomenon. There's just a rebranding of character development.
Yeah.
At its core, it is character development.
it is. But that's why I don't
constantly
agree.
develops.
But like you said, character development is really important. Today you're in school, tomorrow you're at work, uni, whatever. You cannot have the same values. You cannot have the same standards that you had just a year ago. We cannot live in the same world pre-COVID time. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And we need to have character development to understand that, to know what we can actually do now, what we can't actually do. Because let's be honest, even though COVID is a thing of the past now, it still makes some people scared to interact with other people face to face.
Yeah.
And that is a crucial part of self development, character development, that you need to be ready to do. You need to be ready to have, well, not ready, but you should have character development every single day. You should try to better yourself from the day before.
Yep.
I think that's all I have to say.
That's about it, really.
Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.